Hello, my name is Nishad Noor. This is MILLENNIUM Headlines. This week's top headlines are: President Obama paying tribute to fallen heroes this Memorial Day. A new U.S. ambassador will be appointed in Bangladesh. In London, Tower Hamlets Bangladeshi Mayor Lutfur Rahman has been re-elected. Thailand Army Chief announces military takeover. Police identify California shooting suspect as Elliot Rodger. President Obama commemorated Memorial Day by honoring the brave men and women in uniform who have given their lives in service to our country.
Hi, everybody. It's Memorial Day weekend, a chance for Americans to get together with family and friends, break out the grill, and kick off the unofficial start of summer. More importantly, it's a time to remember the heroes whose sacrifices made these moments possible. Our men and women in uniform who gave their lives to keep our nation safe and free. From those shots fired at Lexington and Concord more than 2 centuries ago, to our newest generation of veterans of the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, our history shines with patriots who answered the call to serve. They put their lives on the line to defend the country they love. And in the end, many gave that last full measure of devotion so that our nation would endure. Every single one of us owes our fallen heroes a profound debt of gratitude. Because every time we cast our votes or speak our mind without fear, it's because they fought for our right to do that. Every chance we get to make a better life for ourselves and our families is possible because generations of patriots fought to keep America a land of opportunity, where anyone of any race, any religion, from any background can make it if they try. Our country was born out of a desire to be free, and every day since, it's been protected by our men and women in uniform. People who believed so deeply in America, they were willing to give their lives for it. We owe them so much. So this Memorial Day, we'll gather together as Americans to honor the fallen with both public ceremonies and private remembrances. And I hope all Americans will take a moment this weekend to think of those who have died in service to our nation. Say a prayer in their memories and for their families. Lay a flower where they've come to rest. Reach out to service members, military families, or veterans in your community, or families who've lost a loved one, and let them know that their service and sacrifice will never be forgotten. Most of all, let's keep working to make sure that our country upholds our sacred trust to all who've served. In recent weeks, we've seen again how much more our nation has to do to make sure all our veterans get the care they deserve. And as Commander-in-Chief, I believe that taking care of our veterans and their families is a sacred obligation. It's been one of the causes of my presidency. And now that we've ended the war in Iraq, and as our war in Afghanistan ends as well, we have to work even harder as a nation to make sure all our veterans get the benefits and opportunities that they have earned. They've done their duty, and they ask nothing more than that this country does ours, now and for decades to come. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. May God watch over our fallen heroes, and may He continue to bless the United States of America.
Obama administration has announced a new ambassador for Bangladesh on May 22, 2014. The new ambassador will be Marcia Stephan-Doon. She will take the place of Ambassador Dan Mosen, the former Labour leader of Tower Hamlets, greeted by about 2,000 supporters.
And I do hereby declare that Lutfur Rahman is duly elected as Mayor of Tower Hamlets.
Mr. Lutfur Rahman said the people of this borough have spoken again.
I've said all along, all we want is an equal playing field. I never asked for a favor from anyone, but to see obstacles being placed in my way unfairly, I find that quite difficult to accept. However, all we want to do, ladies and gentlemen, and I said again and again, judge me on my record. Judge me on what we have done for the people of this borough. The only borough in the land who has delivered an educational maintenance allowance. The only borough in the land who has delivered a grant, university grant of £1,500 for students going to university. The only borough in the land who delivers a free home care, respecting and caring for our elderly, and a free school meal for every primary school children from next September.
Thailand's army chief seized power in a military coup on Thursday, deposing the elected government and plunging the country into uncertainty after months of deadly political strife. The Thai army has announced a nationwide curfew from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. after declaring a military takeover of the government to restore order. Hundreds of demonstrators angry at the military coup in Thailand clashed with soldiers on Saturday outside a military TV station in Bangkok. They defied a ban of political gatherings. Santa Barbara police Saturday identified Eli Roger, 22, as the man suspected of killing 6 people during Friday night rampage of stabbing and shooting near a local university. Roger stabbed to death 3 roommates at his apartment before starting his shooting spree, said Santa Barbara County Sheriff Bill Brown at a news conference. 13 people were injured, 8 from gunshot wounds, 4 from being hit by his car, and 1 who suffered a minor injury whose exact cause was not clear yet, Brown said. The 115th anniversary of the birth of the national poet Qazi Nazrul Islam was celebrated across the country. President Abdul Hamid and Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina paid tribute to Qazi Nazrul Islam. President Abdul Hamid and Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina have issued separate messages highlighting the colorful life of the poet and his contributions to Bengali language and literature. A Chinese news channel aired the moment a local man heroically caught a toddler who fell from a 7-story window in Zhongshan City of Guangdong Province. According to reports, the child has believed to be looking for its mother when the accident happened. On May 22nd, thousands of firefighters are battling another wildfire in the west and the state of Arizona. The fire started burning in canyons. It's just from a few miles from a tourist location known as Sedona, Arizona. The fire grew from 800 acres to 3,000 acres in just 6 hours. More than 3,000 homeowners were told to evacuate. Up to 800 firefighters were fighting this fire. Even after bloodshed, candidates in Ukraine's presidential election stayed out of the public eye on Saturday, observing a ban of campaigning on the eve of a vote that he hopes can help end a bitter confrontation with Russia. On Friday, armed pro-Russian separatists and a Ukraine militia group clashed in the east of Ukraine, leaving at least 2 dead. An attack on Ukraine troops a day earlier killed 17 soldiers, officials have said. Thank you for watching Millennium Headline. See you next week.